Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I just want to start off with like peace, love, unity, happy thoughts. Happy Friday to you all, okay? As I sip my lemon water, because I just need a little spice to my life today. Um, yes, it is Friday, and we are back here at another round for a quick cap of Never Ever METS, Season 1, Episode 2. Is complicated in real life. Child, these people making it more complicated than it have to be, but let's talk about it, okay, baby? Okay, okay. If you guys are new here or true here, do me a favor. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I don't know why you haven't if you're true here, okay? Because you, hello, and part of being true is that you already subscribed and you are part of the membership and all that wonderful thing. But okay, we'll get into that, all right? Anyway, and go ahead and drop us those beautiful, lovely hearts, you know what I'm saying, of your choosing tonight, because I do not want to fight with anybody today. Okay. So just put some love. I don't care what color the love comes in. Okay. But if you want that real love, please put it in this color, as you see here. El Cid has so eloquently done for us all to mimic. Okay. Follow in the footsteps of El Cid. Okay. Follow in the footsteps of El Cid. She will lead you to the way. Okay. All right, child. I'm gonna try to remain in peace because last week we was in violence. We was engulfed in violence. So this week we're gonna try to just remain in a little love and peace this week, okay? Because it was a lot going on. And listen, episode 2 for me did not disappoint. I want y'all to say hello to El Cid while y'all are here. Hello, El Cid. How are you this Friday?
I'm doing well. I did not get the peace and love memo, so I'm in my camo because I thought we still fighting.
We might have
So
to, baby.
okay,
You see,
because
you see, I'm in a little desert brown just in case. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get up into the trenches of it and camouflage myself a little bit.
yeah, you hiding from the fight. I'm coming to camo. I'm ready to fight, but I will follow your lead. But I came ready with the camo.
Listen, I'm not hiding from the fight. I'm just getting low. I'm just getting low and taking cover. You know what I'm saying? I might have to come out like a little assassin somewhere though. Because some things was going down in this episode, and I was just like,
Can we say K Sutra? Can we say the whole word?
I assume that it's okay to talk or say that. I assume K Sutra is okay to say. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I the the positioning of a lot of things in this episode for me was very interesting, to say the least. To say the least.
The
Uh,
positioning.
mhm.
Okay.
Yes, I like to say it that way, the positioning of things, because not only were bodies placed in position, but egos, mentalities, characteristics, uh, verbiage were all positioning themselves across the chessboard. And I was like, okay, so like you are dressed, some people are placing themselves for battle, okay, and others are positioning themselves to be set up potentially for failure. I would like to say for love, but it's looking like failure. Okay. Woo! Anywho, um, let's talk about it. Any first round thoughts you have off top?
Um, I'm glad that we got back to the reason for the show, the love, and in extension to the love, we realized we have a boom boom room. So I'm just glad that even though there was a lot of undercurrent last week that kind of spilled over here, that we have changed course and gotten through the storm, and hopefully it's smoother sailing, not smooth sailing, smoother.
Well, the first time I've heard of a boom boom room used in that regard, the poor people that was using the term can only imagine and dream of the boom boom room because they were locked up for life. Much like these people are in this house. They're at least locked up for these next couple of days, child. Oh, uh, I mean, hey, the fighting, hopefully with hands is done, but continues verbally. Okay, it ain't stopped there. So since we're speaking on the couple who is no more, let's get them out the way real quick, like the episode did. All right. Um, as we know, last week they decided to basically do a round of interviews and IG lives and yada yada yada. Continue on. One particular interview is She Live TV with Miss Monica. Y'all go support that channel. Go watch that interview. Um, and their personal IG that I have a clip posted up, and I'll probably post another part of a clip out there another time. But I have a clip posted up already. If you haven't watched that, check that out. It's on the page. They basically was running around trying to tell us that we was wrong for what we seen. We making too much of a big deal of this. It was nothing. They were just playing. It's all games, kiki, ha ha, so fun. Okay, yada yada yada. However, the continuation of this part of the episode, unless somebody, Alexis, is Academy Award winning actress, I don't think she took it for play. I don't think she actually appreciated in that moment, the hands being placed on her the way they were. And as much as they want to tell us that they volunteered themselves off of this show, ain't no way. Ain't no way production. And I know we was on production about where they was last week, but we seen in this part of the episode they weren't too far behind, though Josh is the one that broke it up. Um, and they probably sent Josh up in there. They like, yeah, I ain't getting my hands dirty.
And Shay.
Shay was up in that too. Um, they they had to go home. They had to literally send them home, which I'm not mad at because of course we're not here to watch violence. We was here to actually watch people work it out, figure out if there's more when they actually meet each other, how some of us how this is working out in the first place, that y'all don't talk to each other this long and yada yada. But we're not here for the hands on each other. And it didn't look like Alexis in that moment was actually here for it either. Because she was pretty much along the lines of, it was given, I would rather go home. I'm not about to deal with this man anymore. If he calls, it don't matter. I ain't talking to him no more as far as a relationship. This is her words. Now we could see that they still in communication with each other. Relationship, I'm not so sure if they end on that. I didn't get a confirm or deny on that in any of the interviews that I watched, but they at least still talking. Dom maintains his stance of it's not that serious. Even in his apology to her, it's not that serious. What you have to say on this, LC?
Um, he felt it was not that serious. This was the next day. They filmed him in bright daylight after he spent a night at the hotel, and they told her that. And he still felt it was no big deal. And then months later, he's having interviews, and he still thinks it's no big deal. So Dominique hasn't changed. Dom hasn't changed. Dom is set in his ways and had the nerve to say, y'all hit me up. It's like, for something like this, I wouldn't even use hit in my vocabulary. I just wouldn't. I would be like, call me something.
Like,
I'd definitely not be using he.
all right now, triggered.
Right. And I'm like, but for the host to show her his video apology the very next day, I thought the same word you just said, triggered. This woman just had a traumatic experience with this man the night before. Yes, she slept on it, and maybe they edited it out. Ask her, would you like to hear from him this morning via video? Because sometimes you don't even want to see that person, but for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, he has not learned. This is his way of life. This is how he's handling stuff, and this is the road he is going to continue to travel on.
Hmm. Yep, I agree. Um, in real life, in real time, had a this. Had we not known this is 2 years ago that they already filmed this in real time, I would like to be like, Alexis, go heal yourself so you don't have to ever experience this type of personality again. Dom, go get your therapy that you need, anger management that you need, because you do have a temper outside of just this incident. Even on the lives that you have shown, you have a temper. You're arguing with people in the comments. They getting on your nerves. They doing all this or whatever. You're basically going off on women in the comments. But you want us to believe that because a person is a female, as you put it, that you ain't gonna go there with them. But not only antagonizing means that you're going there with them just because you won't put your hands on them. Antagonizing them into a space to do something that they shouldn't be doing is putting their hands on you as well. Is no better, because then you're in a position of defending yourself, and then you look like you're okay, because that's what you want to tell us, is that technically she was the aggressor. Well, she wasn't the aggressor until you initiated the situation with the initial grabbing of her, crossing her boundaries originally, and then on top of it, pushing her. So, to be honest, if the cameras weren't rolling, like
Sienna.
Sienna says,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? If the cameras weren't rolling, imagine what really would have went down. And to go back to his point last week, of him not being uh abuser or of any sort or whatnot, because he doesn't have a record. Not all people have records. Not all people get caught and go to jail. You know why? Because a lot of victims don't even tell or push forward in the prosecution of that person. So just because you don't have a criminal record of that behavior does not mean that you're not of that behavior. And I need you, sir, to educate yourself very much well on what DV really is, so you can stop trying to tell us what is not that serious. Because what is it, about 4 out of 5 women go through some form of it, and that's through childhood. And I'm pretty sure it's about 3 out of 4 men that go through it too. So don't try to tell us that it is not that serious or whatever and stuff like that, when a lot of us is like survivors of said actions. A lot of people have testimonies and stories right now, and there's a whole bunch more that can't even share theirs. So don't tell us that it's not that serious. It was serious enough for y'all to go home. So don't play or whatever. So maybe you feel like it wasn't that serious for the cops to be called, but it is that serious for your daughters not to see their daddy behaving in such manner. But if that's how you want them little girls raised, do you, sir? I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kids. That's neither here nor there. Any other thoughts on them before we move on completely?
Well, in the transition of moving on from them, I did like how the producers showed the men and the women discussing the events and how it was seen and discussed differently. The men were sympathizing and saying, hey, he felt disrespected, he felt hurt. and the women were like, "Hey, we ready to mount up." Diamond said that, or we are just going to remember this for next time. And to transition out of it, I am very glad that Aaron, I believe it's Aaron H, the more
Mhm.
senior Aaron, was able to express himself, because it's not often that a man who has experienced DV has expressed it and can be discussed, because it
Mm.
does happen. And
Yep.
I'm sure it happens more often than not. It's just that men aren't encouraged to talk about it.
Mhm. I'm gonna bring Trey up to the stage. He wanted to share some thoughts on this night's episode. Hey, my good brother Trey, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, ladies. How are you? How are you?
Good, good.
Good
What are your
evening.
So,
thoughts?
trying to get my notes together. I took notes. Lord have mercy.
I
I was
see.
like,
I see. I
whoa.
see you got your sunglasses on like LeBron too.
It was it was too much. I had to block it all out. I was, oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. Uh
See Stevie Wonder to the BS, huh?
I guess y'all was talking about Alexis and what's his name? What was his name?
Dom,
Dominique.
He was Dominique, right? Okay. Um Honestly, I felt a little conflicted from all sides of this, just as a guy. Because either way, he was wrong. Either way you cut it, he was wrong. You know, you can't placate yourself by saying, "Oh, she was aggressive first." And that, listen, bro, you're the man. You're the bigger man in this situation. It's just bad optics. It was just bad from the get go. And his apology was half-assed. Let's just say it was. You know, he was trying not to acknowledge what he did while trying to half apologize for what he did. It was weird, but ultimately, I think they all made the correct decision that they both had to go home. Like, you got to go. You can't be here with this because even though I noticed Alexis was okay, I'm gonna come back this a little differently. I noticed Alexis. She was rah rah about the situation, about him coming at her like that, as she should be. But I also noticed she didn't get the idea of what he did was ultimately very wrong and dangerous until what's her name? Uh
Sienna,
no, start with a D. Diamond.
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 Diamond with a Y. Not until Diamond with a Y spoke up and then her man behind her spoke up saying how dangerous the situation really was. That's when you saw the wheels turning in her hand. When I saw that, I went, this is normal for her too. She's kind of used to this as well, or maybe have a past of this as well. But it wasn't until then she got on board with, oh no no yeah, this is just terrible wrong. This is, oh no no, I can't have this. All the waterworks start to come. Not saying it were fake, but I'm just saying I just found it okay. This is convenient, and then it was a lot going on in that scene. Even when Diamond spoke up, her man Aaron had the most poised and honest answer out of everyone that spoke about it. Very mature. Diamond spoke on it all the way, being I found was funny. She chose the sisterhood path, but she's also the one that said last week she don't like women like that. So I was like, okay, that's a little conflated, but okay, we gonna rock with you on this. Let's see where this go. And I find it interesting the way that she piped off was okay. I kind of see the kind of person who you are too. Yeah, she kind of messy. You gotta watch out for her during this season. She's gonna be a little instigator, pushing buttons and stuff. I can just see it. Like I said, she wasn't wrong for what she said at all. I agreed with her, but the way she went about it, I went, okay. I see who's who. By how everybody responded, I see whose personality did what, and that's going to be telling who's going forward. Because even Sienna, when she popped up, It was just a mirror to what's going to happen later on the episode. I said, okay, okay, let's see what's about to happen here. But yeah, they both had to go. This is that's the only thing they could do. That was the only sensible thing to happen. I'm glad that okay, for the optics of the situation, we knew they had to split that whole scene up with what happened last night. Then on this episode, the follow what happened. Yeah, some producers did come around the corner. You did have some men, camera on action, camera on action. Then another one came up. Okay, okay, pull them off to the side. And no, no, no. We're sending them from the house, send them to a hotel, this and that and third. And I knew then, I was like, I don't think he coming back. I kind of knew then, I don't think he coming back. And sure enough, I was just wondering was she going to stay or not, and why should she stay? But they said, you had to go too. So unfortunate situation. Unfortunate that it had to happen on TV. And unfortunate it was shown in this way because it was a little disturbing to me. When I looked at it, honestly speaking, I looked at it. I saw my first thought was, oh, these are two aggressive people. This is a powder keg waiting to happen. My first thought. My second thought was, oh, bro, you wrong for this. Nah, because when he pushed her off, when they replayed it and he clearly see him push her off and she just started to swing, and I was like, yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. This is very, very bad. But people got to learn to keep their hands to themselves. Like, we ain't back in 2000s era when it was all, nothing to your buck no more. We got to stop this. And that's wild for me to even say that because I'm from that era. Lord have mercy.
What? White meat? What?
Welcome to the white. Hey, get it on the floor. Hey, you from that era. But I'm like, we got to grow up. Well, how old are they? Do we know how old they are? I don't think they're that old, are they?
They're in their
Maybe
30s.
30s.
Everyone's in their 30s, but one
No,
person, I think.
not everyone in their 30s. We're talking about Dom and Alexis. I
Oh, they're
got
in
it.
their 30s.
Everybody's various age.
Diamond is
Yeah,
44 and her Aaron is 51.
They're the
yeah.
oldest.
They're in their 30s. It's time to grow up, y'all. Come on now. That looked like y'all was 20 years old again. The way they was acting, the way they was interacting with each other. They're still acting like they was 20. That's what it looked like. So, yeah.
So you want better, you can't do better. So it's gonna stay what you know. You're gonna only do what you're familiar with. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's not new to her of somebody putting their hands, but as she kept saying, I've never had a man do this to me. So it sounds like, she probably used to fighting women in this regards. However, it's that natural fight or flight response that she definitely has, and hers is to fight back no matter who it is. And we don't know what type of childhood she had. She could have came in a home where there was, this kind of activity going on with siblings or parents or who knows whoever the parental figure was in the house, so
She's also former military.
oh yeah, I remember that too. And that's another thing, sometimes with that, you're as a woman, you're constantly fighting to prove yourself amongst the rest, so there's that. And on top of it, Dom even labeled her strong. And African Azatan has said it a bit earlier, it might be hard for her to be perceived as a victim. A lot of times when we are in that era of strength and having to be strong for everybody around us, we don't have time to rest in our hurt and our pain and our traumas like that. We got to just keep pushing through everything. So a lot of times we don't see it as I was actually attacked. Something actually just happened to me. My boundaries was actually crossed in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Is some of us want to just be like, I'm trying to regain my peace so quick. We want to move past it too fast and not actually acknowledge what happens. But sometimes when we do that, we place ourselves to be in position of it happening again. And if you heard, it was about 3 or 4 different people telling her, if you don't acknowledge this moment for what it actually is, you're going to be right back in it. So sometimes we do need to slow down in some of our moments and realize that we are actually going through something right now, so we can recognize it before it happens again, so we don't have to sit in, especially when we don't like that feeling. If it's a feeling that you actually don't like, you might need to let that resonate in you, so your body naturally reacts to not ever having to have that feeling again. So you'll know prior to it coming up, like, yeah, let me not go down this lane with this person, because they gonna bring it out of me, and I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this with this person. So, it helps. It's a good guiding thing that help you not go toe to toe and try to word match with certain people and certain energies, because you just know it's not going to end well and it's not going to be worth it at the end of the day. So I hope that she do sit down and recognize and see herself. And I'm still pray that he actually continues to watch these 2 episodes back and really look at himself and really decide in today's time, is this the man I actually want to be representing? I don't know how, if he's grown in his last 2 years. It don't really sound like it. But if he takes a good look at himself right now and be like, you know what, I misrepresented myself, my family, all this at that moment. Let me correct myself now, moving forward, and make sure this is not the type of men that my daughters ever encounter in life. I don't know. Any last thoughts before we get on to some happier news and some positions? Okay. These people position themselves up out for this show, so we don't have to talk about them no more. Hopefully at all. Maybe at the reunion. I have no clue. Yeah. And word to the wise, if y'all gonna pop up on these shows and ignore your NDAs and all these wonderful things, at least be smart enough not to try to give up way the next episode too much. When you want to do these premature interviews, okay? Messing up for everybody. You could have actually flipped that one and made it seem like y'all left off, but we know for sure y'all didn't. So, all right, moving right along. Okay, next couple we all to really talk about and get into right now is Sienna and Brandon, because actually, you know what? Never mind. I want to do them last because I want to end the episode the way the episode ended with these two. So we're gonna go right over to Chris and Dom. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. So not Chris and Dom, Chris and Sandia, sorry. Mm-hmm. Chris and Sandia. We're gonna talk about these two here because, child, I realize off the rip, though, this is what I'm gonna say off the rip with these two. It's a big old communication problem. That's really what this is. It's literally a communication problem, LC. You can make that face all you want, but the simplest version of this is, I'm telling you my truth. You're hearing what you want and you believe what you want. So that's communication. I'm telling you one thing, you're going to believe one thing, you hear one thing, you believe that one thing, and then I let you believe that one thing. We got a bigger problem. We got a big problem. And the problem is not all on Chris' side. I know that's the easy side to pick, but that problem is not all on Chris' side. Sandia, sweetie, you got a little listen problem. Okay. That still goes into communication though, LC. I could read all day, but if I can't comprehend what I'm reading, it means nothing. I just know words. I know how to read words. That's all. Still in communication though. Oh, poor little baby, poor little tink. Because he was talking and she was hearing what she wanted to hear. I was saying, what now? I thought we all heard this man say he was free and had nobody else. I did not hear him say he was trying to flirt with anybody else's woman in the house. But the free and he ain't got no girl is not the issue. It's him saying he's trying to flirt with other women in the house. That man said he flirts with women wherever he wants. He didn't say he wanted to flirt with any of these women in the house. Was that a conversation we missed? The cameras missed? When she heard that? Who said that? I need that clip. I need that clip.
Nobody, baby.
Hey. She heard what she wanted to hear, baby. She was like Bria last week at Summer House. Oh, what are your thoughts, Trey, that I have Elsie give us?
Um, I can always see what Elsie is thinking, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it out loud. We know Chris is a whole buster. Okay, he's a whole buster. All right. Maybe I'm being nicer than Elsie about it, but he a whole buster. He is. Okay. Probably should not be here, but he is here. Well, so here we are. But Jay is right. Yo, this girl lives in the Lulu land and she needs saving. Someone need to go get her. Like, no. Besides whoever you're with, I've always had an issue with this when it deals with some people. When you literally are making up scenarios in your head of a whole conversation that never happened. Like, or you heard a whole conversation that never happened. That'll make you go crazy. I know this is a trick word. Could they also be a form of gaslighting? Wait a minute, I ain't say that. Well, what? You just made this up. Where did you get this from? Yeah, you said that. No, I didn't. What you mean? You know, yeah, it was. At first, I was thinking like, okay, let me see how this dude is about to tap dance his way out of this situation, because he did say what he said. Now I have to give him this. He stood on what he said. Now at that point, I'm like, what can I say? So you definitely did not argue with him about what he actually said. So that tells me before y'all came up in here, y'all was just in a talking phase. Y'all wasn't together. It wasn't exclusive. You can talk to who you want to. You can talk to who you want to. So now I'm thinking like, wait a minute. So why are you really upset? What is this really about? Because without that confirmation of a relationship, how could you get mad at anything he might say? Y'all ain't together. Y'all just trying to see if y'all can get together. That's where y'all at right now. So it just, yeah, was he wild in the way he said it? Yeah, he was wilding out. He was also trying to show out. He gives off, he's a little bit of a short king, so he's trying to overcompensate for some things. That's fine. Some dudes do that. It happens. Yeah, but we kind of caught that first episode. I was like, okay, you see what he is. He wants to be the bigger man. He's just not the bigger man. It's just what it is. Well, I ain't saying nothing crazy. It is what it is. It's what he's showing. But I found it interesting. I do believe him when he said he doesn't trust women. That little boy been hurt before, and hurt bad, to the point that, yeah, he has taken that mistrust and turned it into something that's not healthy for himself or anybody around him. That is how she's going to be hurt in this situation. Because on top of her delusional thinking about what they actually are, you notice he kind of quickly got her together and back on track real easy. Real easy. I said, yeah, I like her, but there's a certain level of mental fortitude that's not there. Like, she seems easily manipulated. To a certain extent, she just seems a little easily manipulated. Because the way he tapped that inside of that situation, it wasn't even that good, actually. He really took that much skill. That's why I was surprised. I was like, at the end of the day, She can't really get mad at what you said because it was probably the truth. It's the way you said it. It was disrespectful. So I was thinking she was gonna come at him. Hey, that's still the way you said and how you was talking to me like that. It was still very disrespectful. I feel disrespected, and he should have addressed that. But that's not what happened. She just came up with this whole scenario of a conversation that never happened. Jay Wright, it had me going back 10, 20 seconds just to make sure. I'm like, wait, he didn't say that, did he? I don't think he said that. Wait a minute. And then he does something that even I do at times. I'm a very specific person. I usually remember conversations in exact when we have them. So I'm like, no, you're going to have to be very specific with what you're asking me and be very specific with what you're telling me. Because I'm going to be very specific with you. So when he started to do that, I was like, ooh, got to watch out for him. He going to remember what you said, girl. All right? He going to remember exactly what you said, how you said it, and in what inflections you said it with. Because that's basically how he got her together and got her back on track. Is there something there? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. Crazy as that sounds, maybe. But the real issue is he got some trust issues that he needs to work on. To give him some bail, I do like the fact when it was in their little, soup session that he said something that I thought was very telling. Well, actually, before they got there, he said, I'm here to work on building trust with you. It was a good line. It was a good line. And it could be true, not be true. It could be playing game. We don't know. But either way, it was a good line. And it piggybacked on what he told her that she already knew, that I have trust issues. And it seems like they already had conversations about this of why he had trust issues. So she already know. So by him saying that, I'm like, okay, that gives some seriousness to why he's actually here. Some. So we'll see.
Um, I agree with most of what you're saying, Trey. I remember, and shout out to Jessie Wu. She explains it too. It is highly cultural. Highly cultural. The young ladies are to defer to their brothers or their dads, defer to the male figure. And Jessie Wu covers that extensively on her channel. It's just very highly cultural. Um, Chris is Mr. Deflector. Who is them? Who is them that I was talking to? You were there. You were at the table talking to all of them. So he's a little, while I gather my thoughts to, gather you gently, I'm going to send you down a rabbit hole while I get myself together. And he's like, we're not exclusive. We agreed. Didn't we agree? And got her to co-sign. Got her to co-sign. Yeah, we're not exclusive. He's like, but you knew before this I don't trust women. And we're here to build trust. Now, the dark artist in him was like, I'm not asking you to change, so don't ask me to change. See, that right there told me all I needed to know about Chris. Told me everything I need to know. I was like, I see you. I see you, player. I see you. You're going to have this girl running through hoops to keep up with you. And it's screaming, you wanted me, Sandy, to do the show. She wanted Chris to do the show. It's like, he's like, I agreed to do the show for you. That's what it's screaming to me. I'm just here for the show and because you dragged me here. But he playing. And she's like, if he is disrespectful, and I'm like, girl, he been disrespectful. The way he dismissed you and allowed the other men to dismiss you from that kitchen was disrespectful. So now we got to figure out, just like Alexa's got to recalibrate, she's got to recalibrate as to what is disrespectful in her mind and what is enough. Because I would say again, I would go with, culturally, there's a lot that's disrespectful that is accepted and acceptable, and you're expected to accept it. But yeah, Chris, you're not gonna change. And because you said that, I see no hope for this. You're just going through the motions, and I hope that this young lady learns from it. I really do.
All right, I'm gonna bring Sean up to give his thoughts on it. Hey, Sean,
What's up? What's going on, everybody?
how are you this evening?
Just fantastic and stressed all at the same time.
All right, so you're going down the whirlwind of emotions with us all. All right, welcome in. What's your thoughts on Chris and Sandia?
Yeah, my brother, he gaslit her, just kind of sent her down, kind of told her exactly what what did he do? He gaslit me too, because for a second I was like, you know what? I'm agreeing with you. But then I'm like, no. Because it almost sounded good. It almost sounded good. And then you realize that at the end of the day, he was making excuses for the way that he was speaking, and really what he was talking about. It was less, and she made it clear, it was less about what he was saying, but like how he considered her. It was his consideration of her was very low, and he was very comfortable proudly telling the rest of the fellas that he wasn't going to be, he doesn't think much of her, and his process with women is that he just kind of goes through them and then he moves right along and then he plays games. So he took no accountability for that statement, as well as for offending her. And that's what happens. She heard what, and she also filtered out what didn't make sense to her, and then she heard it through the lens of how she wanted to continue forward with their relationship. So two of them, this ain't going nowhere good.
Yeah. I don't think he gaslit her or whatever, other than at that Kamasutra spot when he was there talking about we can go forever, or we can go to distance and stuff like that. It's like, okay, at what point in your life are you going to be ready for that distance though, sir? But anyway, though, I think she was attempting to gaslight him when she kept trying to tell him he was going to flirt with all the other women in the house. This man said, I flirt with women. He didn't put no in the house on there. His dark arts is amateur truth teller. And I say amateur because a good one would have known when she walked in that room and would have been conscious enough to see her in that room, or any woman in that room, and shut their mouth real quick or defer in that moment to something else. He out here just starting. So he like, oh, I just seen this technique. Let me try it out. Let's see what happens. Now, the problem with this, but why it works so well in his favor with this situation, is she wants to believe in a fairy tale so well. And that's a perfect victim for a truth teller, because the truth teller is going to tell you the truth, but the person that wants to believe in the fairy tale is only going to believe the fairy tale that they keep hearing. No matter what you say, the delusion in her head is going to tell her whatever she wants to hear. She's going to believe what she hears, not what you say. I'm going to say it again. She's going to believe what she hears, not what you say. So she hears him saying, or we hear him saying, I am single. I flirt with ladies. I'm taking my time. I don't trust women. I'm doing whatever I'm doing out in these streets. I'm telling her directly to her face, whatever. She hears, I need your help Please help change me. I will love you for it. Unfortunately, a lot of us be doing this in our early dating careers. Because we watch them Disney movies and we just fantasize about having this romantic love, all this yada 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 yada. And this girl ain't grown out of enough heartbreaks yet, because she gonna sit here and hear what she wants to hear from out of his mouth, really, no matter what he tells her. He can tell her he probably married with about 15 children right now, and she gonna say, "I only heard 2 of them." And it's okay, you're not happy in your marriage. So that's the problem with this combination, to be honest with you, is that they're a perfect setup for one another's dark arts, period. Because hers is, I'm going to be able to change you no matter what you want, because I'm just that good of a woman. That's what she tells herself. I'm this wholesome woman. This is where you want to be. And her problem is that she sees the good. She sees the potential in Chris, but she doesn't recognize the reality of Chris. The potential is he could possibly be a good husband. He could possibly be a good provider. He could possibly even be a good boyfriend. But the reality is he for the streets. And that's where he want to be. Cue Donnell Jones, Alexis. All right. But, it's going to work out for right now, because she going to believe, long as he say, I'm here with you right now for this moment, my love. Whatever you want, whatever you like, I will do for you. She's going to hear, okay, great. We're going to work out. Perfect. I don't care about these other women he's flirting with. I don't care about, the fact that he told these men, because she told us in that moment, I do not care that you actually told those men that. And yes, she was a little mad. It was out in the open and a little disrespectful. However, she was more mad that he was saying in her mind he was going to flirt with the women in the house. She just don't want to see it. She don't care that he cheat. She going to let him cheat in peace. She don't want to be knowing that he is cheating. That's what she's actually saying. Go cheat in peace, but don't let me find out. And I pray for his sake that he never let her find out, because them type of people that be on Snap at the end of the day, because they try to let you cheat in peace and then you didn't want to do it. You got this real disrespectful. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts? Y'all could challenge me. I'm here for a little tussle tonight. I got a little bit in it. Got a little tussle in me. Not too much though, Sean. Don't take it easy on me. Take it easy on me.
No, I come in peace. That's why I wore your favorite color.
Where the green at? That look like blue.
This is green.
Ew.
Gentlemen,
it's giving a little teal.
It's green. What is it? What do they do? What do the influencers do?
I know. Put their hand behind it.
What do they do? They put it behind here. This is green.
You gotta stay off them channels, Sean.
Clearly, I'm not watching them close enough, because I don't even know the technique.
That's why I said it do look blue, but I can see a hint of greenish in there. Like it's giving teal.
Saw it. It's forest. It's actually forest green.
Yeah, but because of your light is out shading off, and then the middle, you have some blue in the middle, so I think it's fading into it. Is that blue in the middle? Is that?
It's green plaid with like red.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Maybe I'm going colorblind too. Lord Jesus, help us all. I ain't gonna be able to see y'all.
It depends on the lighting, because some people are seeing navy blue. Tina said navy blue too. It's green.
Yeah, I need.
Maybe I could change my lighting.
Is it that serious?
Actually, when you did change your light, and it did show up green, so. Anyway, though, any more thoughts on these two?
What's up with him not wanting to kiss her? Y'all caught that little thing? She was trying to kiss him in the kitchen, and he was like, "Ooh, I don't do that." Like,
you seen Pretty Woman? Kissing is easy.
Oh. What?
Might confuse you when I try to leave for the 2 to 3 weeks.
There you go.
It's gonna make it a little hard, but he got them issues. He He got the commitment issues. He got the emotional issues because he told us he's not emotional like that. So all that PDA, that intimate stuff or whatever stuff, he struggles with that because that's too much like a real thing, a real commitment, like a real relationship. And that's how much dark, even his dark arts is telling him, hell no, don't go down this line. Now, if he start doing all that, he definitely gaslighting. If he was the kisser, he definitely on the gaslight spectrum. But because he's even refraining from that, he's like, I'm trying to keep it all the way honest with you. I ain't fancy you like that yet. Now, we might be able to do all the relations and all that stuff like that, but the intimate part of us, I'm curious to wonder what kind of real conversations they actually have.
I bet you it's extremely sexual. That's pretty much it. Maybe every now and then they might talk about something of substance, but I get a feeling he turns her on, and that's what's really pushing her. Oh, con artist, Jesus.
Well, that's better than the other one.
I don't know if he got that pimp in him now. I ain't seen that yet. I don't know about that. But I thought it was funny how
age, Trey. It might be a new age. We grew up with a different age type of, you know.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not even going down that road because, yeah, you ain't about to change the meaning of words that's been the meaning of words for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden you want to change the meaning what it's supposed to be. Not stop it. Stop it.
I didn't change the meaning of words. I just said that he might not be of the new age pimping. He might be of the new age pimping and not the one we grew up to. That doesn't change the meaning. It just changed the action or the characteristics.
The caliber of pimping has changed.
You know, you ladies are being too nice. No, these young pups are trying to change the meaning of it. Literally, they're trying to change the meaning. Like, it's crazy. I'm talking to young guys and young girls. They're literally changing the meaning of words. I'm like, that's not what that means. But you got a whole phone. Go look it up. Webster right in your hand. This is what it means. Nah, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Oh, okay.
That's why you have to ask people to define the word so you know their definition.
That's a problem right now. Their definition.
Pimping since been pimping. Powder?
Because she fell in line. She really fell in line. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. She fell right in line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has a pimp talk that works to a specific type of pro. So it works for her.
He's just overwhelmed with all the emotions that she is sending his way.
It's too emo for me. I can't.
Yeah, he even said, "Yo, if it gets too emotional to me, I don't know if I can process it." I'm like, "What? What you say?" Okay, all right, bro. I just thought
he's pimping with a strong hand, Trey. You know what I'm saying? You can't be emotional when you pimping. You know, ain't got no time for the emotions of it. Get out there and get my money. That's all that matters.
His hands look soft as hell. What you talking about? Can't pimp with a soft hand. I'm sorry, it don't work.
You know that emotions to him, them emotions make you soft, Trey. Them
You
emotions make you
how to
cry
use
sometimes.
them.
You know the song. Emotions make you cry sometimes. He can't have that on his heart. That's too much. Imagine if he loses his bottom. He can't live with that. He got to be able to move on in the pimp game. Okay, that's what he said. So in order for him to move on and stay strong, he got to stay true to not having any emotions. You got to be emotionless in this pimp game. That's what he say.
Nah, he gotta go some old school and listen to some public announcement saying a man ain't supposed to cry through your eyes or cry your tears. What? Come on.
But James Brown was begging, please.
Yeah.
And he was out here. Exactly.
Big pimping. Big pimping. Use them emotions. What you talking about? That's big pimping.
That's why he's baby. That's why he's in the baby section.
Oh, he a baby pimp. Okay.
Yes, he's in the baby section. He doesn't understand. We see him, but he ain't there yet.
I just thought it was funny. Everybody was sitting outside watching them in the kitchen cook together. And they was all like, oh man, look at that intimacy. Ain't that great? That's cool. Yeah, inside, he was all like, oh, don't kiss me. I don't like that. Ugh.
Were they
I was
cooking
like,
together, Trey?
Mm-mm.
I couldn't tell.
He was standing there watching her cook.
That what it was? Okay.
Make sure she was doing it right. See, that pimping. You got to make sure. She ain't putting all that Old Bay up in the.
Oh my God. Supervisor. He was supervising. Okay.
Just sprinkle a little bit, not too much. Damn it.
Nah, he is not a pimp. He is just a young millennial getting his lessons on manhood from YouTube. That's what I see when I see him. And he's just trying to pull all the, the little lessons, talking about she's emotional. He's emotional too. It's just his emotions don't, they don't come out in the same way that hers come out, because he seems very sensitive. I could see that. And he's also bumping his gums, talking about everything he's doing. So if he was the true version of being stoic, he wouldn't be talking and telling everything that he does and how he maneuvers women. He would just be moving in silence. So it's the new wave YouTube version of what a man should be. I give women enough to keep them pulled in, and then when I'm done, I move on, because I don't want to ever let anybody get close to me. So that's what I see him as.
Yep. All right. Any other thoughts before we move off of these people? Because we've reached a certain point in the conversation. I mean, a certain point in the time limit that we can actually say the word Kamasutra so many times and don't have to worry about it. We're gonna have to hope that certain people don't come up here though, because they're gonna tell us about how the positions and all that stuff is demonic and all. So listen, it wasn't us putting these people in these positions. I'm just gonna say that now. Okay, it wasn't us putting these people. We are just here to talk about the positions that they were putting themselves in. All right, that's not us. Don't get on us. Don't come in here Bible thumping and telling me how this is not the Lord's work. Okay, I did not want to hear it. I did not make this episode up. All right, don't blame me. Call the producers. All right, and then talk to your mama and God. All right.
You know what, Jay?
Okay.
You know what? Watching this episode, I had to realize, I must be on demon time, because I'm looking at these positions. I'm like, this is basic. What's going on here? What is this? I ain't see nothing.
As long as you don't listen, I've chalked it up in my head. As long as I don't know the names of them, I'm just in here doing them. I'm just actively rotating.
I was like, that's easy. What I learned that decades ago. This is. Y'all didn't know what that was? What you talking about?
Listen, in my old age, how my body is set up, I just got to go with whichever position is not hurting me the most.
How my spine is set up these days.
You feel me? Sometimes these knees might lock, so I might not be able to do.
My elbow ain't like it used to be. I can't put the leg over the shoulder. I can't just swing it up no more. We gotta ease it around the waist. I can't put it on the shoulder no more.
Exactly. Back in the day, I was doing a lot of these positions just because I was limber enough just to be like, let's try this, let's try that. Now it's like, okay, baby, listen. All right.
We gotta get the Crisco grease. You gotta ease into everything now. Get the Crisco grease. In fact, the only people who knew everything was comfortable with everything was the oldest ones, Diamond and Aaron H. Yeah, they got right to it. And he was
Jody is a SEX therapist.
Mm-hmm. But hold up though. Josh and Shay said they done did a couple of them the night before, so they
they are so adorable. They are very adorable.
They really are. And since we're here, let's talk about them. Let's talk about Josh and Shay, because this is the only couple that we actually seen breaking up the fight. For one, this is the only couple I see with some real chemistry, except for I give Aaron H and Diamond something. There's something there, of course, for them to have an attitude with each other about 2 years later. So there's something there. But these two, they definitely got the chemistry almost all around. So we'll talk about them. Who want to go ahead and tackle them first? No, don't all blink at once. All right, fuck it. I'll do this live by myself. Let me cut
Oh,
y'all.
okay.
No, just
I'll you go. I'll go. I mean, I ain't have much for them. I had like 2 lines. Oh, they are sweet together. Oh, they've been doing it since day one. Okay, that's all I had for them. I was like, let's go. Keep that energy up. Stay in y'all business. Stay in y'all lane. Y'all should be okay. I hope it works out for them. I really do, because it does seem like they are literally on the same page. They have literally been having conversations with each other for real outside of this online or whatever, you know. So we'll see how this goes for them. Because I think aren't they the farthest apart from one another? No, they're not. He lives in Tennessee. She lives in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not that bad. Well, who knows? It's doable, maybe. He got kids. Does she have children?
I haven't heard any yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything from her. So, yeah. Well, at least you know the boom 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 getting broke into. Yeah, yeah. I think they broke that room in very well. Good for them.
I just was cracking up at his t-shirt that was cut all the way down in the sleeve. I was like, at that point, dude, you don't have to have a t-shirt. I mean, come on now. But they are the longest standing couple that hasn't seen each other and have been long distance dating 12 years. And they're the ones that are seem most compatible right now. I mean, it's uncanny, but they jump right into the physical though. They jump right into the showering together of it all. So I don't know how their relationship is going to grow, but I'm hopeful for them. I'm hoping that it grows for them, because they are one couple that so far they're, you know, slow and steady wins the race, but they galloping.
Okay, so I understand what you're talking about, the long cut. You got to be a basketball player to understand that cut. That's a cut t-shirt on basketball. You can make that face all you want, else said that's a basketball player t-shirt. Okay, I got about a few of them, and if you watched anybody playing pickup ball or whatever, it's a lot of them shirts cut
I
like
used to
that for
rock them
purpose.
all the time. I used to
Hmm.
rock them all the time.
Yeah, it's a little trickery to it. It makes it hard to you're gonna snatch the shirt before you snatch me up. So and a lot of time the shirt end up like that because people can't keep their hands to themselves on the court either. They fouling all over the place. Okay, so yeah, that's just a basketball cut. That's all it is. Don't read too much into it. It's an athletic thing. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I think these two are telling us that they done been here before. I'm not buying it because they jumped right into it. Like, I mean, there was just no even without hesitation. 12 years, they done seen each other before. I don't. I think they done. They might not have seen each other for a while, but they done seen each other before. Because even now, just going back to it, when they first saw each other, quote unquote, the way she kissed him open right in the mouth like that, without a hesitation, they just synced right up like they've kissed for the first time, And to have your first kiss filmed on TV and you haven't seen the person in 12 years, they synced and linked right up. So I think they done been here before. And it was like, let's get us a good vacation and let's, maybe this could be the deciding factor. Because even in the introduction, she had mentioned they had some, she alluded to the fact, Shay did, that they, have off and on, right? So probably on one of those off moments, they probably have seen each other. I don't believe 12 people could be together for 12 years and never, ever have met each other. They might not have seen each other in quite some time. I don't believe they didn't meet each other not once for 12 years. And especially after they just got right into it, they bounced into them poses. There was they got right to this Kamasutra pose. It was like, let's do this. And she almost slipped. We've been doing this last night. Yeah. Don't don't put the last night on it, baby girl. You meant y'all been doing this over the course of 12 years. So she been 12 years a side piece, whilst he's having children and such. But they playing. But they have good chemistry, so it's believable.
They do look practiced, especially that first kiss. Now that you said it, it looked well practiced. Perfect sync up from the hug to the kiss, and that's right on. It just looked, okay, that was, yeah, you may have a point.
I don't know what to say, y'all, because I've had some of these run-ins where you just been moaning and moaning and moaning, and when you finally see each other, yes, Lord, have mercy, man. And if it's been 12 years built up and built up, oh yeah, it's going down the same way, okay? Because we done did everything under the sun, but so what more do we need to do but consummate this marriage, okay? So let's make it happen, all right? So part of it, I hear you, Sean. It's giving that we have been here before, but part of it, I actually can understand how it can look so comfy, so to speak. Okay, especially when y'all been having these conversations, talking on it a lot of times or whatever. Now, am I waiting 12 years to see you in person? Heck no. Heck no, I might be off and on, but in that on them ons, I'm on that plane to see you. Okay, that's what I'm on doing. So yeah, we still need some clarification on that part. That the 12 years on why we haven't seen each other in 12 years is still crazy to me. The 3 to 4, that's still a little wild to me, but I can tolerate that a lot more than 12 years. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm talking to you 12 years on somewhat of a consistent basis, enough for me to have this kind of emotions for you that I want to jump your bones as soon as I see you and try all of the positions in one night. Yeah, no, I got to see you a lot stronger than that. So if they want to tell me that they were just like, flirting in between their relationships, or while one was in a relationship and they was waiting for the perfect time to be right, I could accept that. But if we was actually having real conversations, trying to really link up, and we ain't never did it within this 12 years, and in the meantime, you went off and had children because you went to war or something real quick. I don't know. I still need some splaining, Lucy. I still need some splaining because something ain't making sense. So I'm with you a bit, Sean, on how we so familiar. We need to figure out why we so familiar so quickly in 12 years. Because in 12 years, I'll be looking at you crazy, like, something ain't right with you. Why you ain't been able to see me? I'll be acting like a diamond with a Y. Like, I need some apologies for how you had a baby on me, how you did this, how you did that. I got a list of things you done did while we ain't seen each other. And the storyline will be, why are we here? And then I might think about jumping your bones, just to seal the deal, to make sure I ain't missing out on nothing in my 12 years. Sorry. Not sorry. Anywho, any other thoughts on these two before we move it on along? No. All right, so we're gonna do a little intermission here before we get to we got 2 more couples? No, we got 3 more couples left. So before we get to the little 3 more couples, we're gonna talk about the Kamasutra poses that they all had to do a bit. All right. And I want to just know, I just want to know which one of these poses would y'all be interested if you had not tried already in doing. So Chris and Sandia had either to choose from the balancing act or the lotus blossom, and they end up choosing the lotus blossom. And your thoughts on what these people and their choice was in this one? And is this a position that you would choose, or would you have tried the balancing act over it? Elsie?
I'm not trying any positions in front of an audience. Sorry.
And not in front of the audience, please. What would your answer be?
I would probably ask, why do I have to choose one position?
All right, well said. All right, I'll take that as for our answer. Sean, what do you think about the choices, that choice that they decided to take, the lotus blossom, and Chris telling her that she was kind, she was beautiful, she was smart, she was loved, she was everything he's ever looked for in a woman, and he was glad to have her. I'm throwing some tens on tens on that one, but and she said in response, I feel the same.
I don't remember. I thought you were going to have a visual.
You know this thing. I could try to put it up here, but this thing don't allow me to do it. I don't know what. Probably because he got a VPN. I don't know how he getting access to this to be playing it. But every time it's gonna give me a black screen. I can try to put it up, but it might give y'all a blank screen.
Or at least just find a visual of what that position is.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Where's the imagination, Sean?
Rated one. What'd you say?
Sean, you haven't read this book before? You don't have a copy?
I haven't read the Kamasutra. No, I haven't read it.
Wow. That's what we should have started with the panel. Who's read it and who has a copy?
No, I haven't read it. I've looked up parts of it, but I haven't read the book to say I've read it in its entirety. I've read a little bit on it, the different positions, the breathing exercises, getting your breath in sync.
That's tantric.
Oh, okay. So then I haven't read the Kama Sutra other than what I've seen on the show Real Sex.
I think I read Kama Sutra back when I was like 18, 19, something like that. Yeah. I don't want one position. I want all positions.
Yeah, I saw enough of what I needed to see on that on Real Sex when they were going through it.
You can call me Rudy.
Trey, you know that's my movie.
And Brittany, you missed it in Atlanta, Bree. Brittany told us that is of the devil anyway.
Yeah, the tantric of it all.
She said it's all. She said all of it.
That's why I said I don't need nobody coming up here telling us about it. All right, all right. I don't know the names. All I know is I can get into certain positions. So I don't know. I'll tell you. I'll make up a name on the spot though. I don't know what it is. The wheelbarrow. I don't care. Let's do it.
Now, is that one of the Kama Sutras?
The African squats.
So maybe I haven't read it, but I know a couple of the positions for sure.
Of course, you can imagine what the lotus blossom. Lotus blossom basically looks like you're in a yoga meditating position, but you're facing each other. So it looks like a lotus opening up.
Yeah, the lotus is probably the most intimate out of all of them, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the ones you really want to incorporate to a certain extent, just on a regular basis, because it does draw in intimacy.
I feel like I had a different name for that position. It was something with an apple, though. Now I can't remember what the name.
It looks like a seated reverse cowgirl to me.
Not a seated reverse cowgirl. A reverse cowgirl. You're facing each other, Sean.
I mean, Sean, right? It could be because you can either
reverse.
Reverse because you gotta.
She got to be on her knees around you or wrap her legs around you. But
she's not on her knees around you. Her legs are wrapped around you.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it.
I told you you're in a meditation position. You're both in a meditation position. Okay. I just said that. I don't remember why I called it.
Actually, if you think about the actual act of it, if you change positions, you can easily sit up and be on your knees, pull you in, put you in position, in the seated position right here.
Think of it like Lego blocks.
Yeah.
So here's this, and don't y'all don't hate me when I bring up this. Let me see if I can get because I can't get all of these. Oh, no, I'm not a robot. Okay, now y'all asking for blocking and all this. They asking for too much, y'all. Sorry. All right, let me see. This basically is a position. Ignore all the extra arms that is coming out of this. All right, hold up. Wait. I'll bring it to the next episode. Mm-mm. Sorry, y'all. Song's gonna come out my head.
Sid
All
got the book. She could just go run and get the book.
Yeah, she could, but obviously she can't. So this is that position, the center position without your hands being there, but the center position of your legs, you both are facing each other, sitting in this position. That is the lotus, blooming lotus or lotus blossom. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna give me all of them or this is gonna give me some other free. Oh, Lord Jesus, too much going on this. Turn it off. Turn it off.
See what Sean's miseducation has created?
Exactly.
Sean,
you look it up yourself now.
How are you blaming me?
You gotta look it up yourself now.
A lot of people in the chat was asking for visuals too.
They got too many visuals now.
They got all the visuals.
Lord. Come on, Steve.
I'm just saying, I'm just gonna say many people have, experienced the book in their 20s. It's a different factor when you rise in age. So my advice would be get your own copy and get a workbook.
No, baby, I'm not about that life like that, baby. That's the subject that made those pictures come up, not me. Child.
And you could edit that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, later.
Yep, I ain't gonna do nothing but put a damn joke over it.
We'll put that blur. You know how you put the screen with all the colors?
Child, now I'm gonna have this thing because this is the only thing on my computer that has literally said anything remotely towards that degree. So y'all can sit there. I don't watch it. I don't watch it on my computer now. I'm gonna tell you that much. If y'all know me, y'all know me. I'm a real life in person type person. Okay, on the computer does nothing for me. So these little positions that they was on TV, I was like, okay, yeah. I was like Josh and them basic. Next.
Remember, for liability's sake, they can't let them do too much.
Yeah. Now,
yeah, I felt like I don't know. They went from domestic violence to sexual positions. It's like,
what was weird is that they was on sexual positions on day 2. Like, I barely met this person.
For 72 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, could we do something? Yeah, I unfortunately, I guess that's why Dominique called us middle-aged and everybody's, too educated and too stiff. But I just felt like, how do you go from that to that transition? To me, is just, I felt it irresponsible. I'm glad they sent them both packing. They put him in a hotel that night. Those are all the right things, but everything else surrounding it, you go from somebody crossing boundaries in a major physical way, and now you're putting people in uncomfortable positions, literally.
You know what I would have thought or expected is that they had a house meeting about, respecting people's boundaries or whatnot as a group, not just with Shay. I mean, with Alexis, of course, she needed it or whatever, but like with everybody, hey, let's set down the rules of the house right now. And maybe they did, and we just didn't get that edited thing, but it would have been nice of them to give us that conversation of, let's just go ahead. Let's state the obvious, since obviously we have to state it, that we have boundaries and we need not cross people's boundaries as far as, putting our hands on each other. Apparently, as we continue with this episode, speaking to each other crazy or whatever too. But definitely the putting the hands on one another in an unwanted, unconsented manner. So,
Well, I can argue that this exercise could be perceived as such. What if I'm not comfortable enough for a position with this person?
well, clearly Joanna and Aaron J weren't comfortable enough because I'm like, if he didn't look like he was playing Twister, I don't know what he was in position for.
She sat on his knees. She went to sit first closer, and she was on his knees somewhere.
Who are you
On his
talking about,
fourth.
Sienna, or are you talking about Joanna? Joanna
Joanna.
was on her. She was on the ground. She was on her stomach. And
I thought she
Aaron
was
J.
sitting on his leg.
No, that was Brandon and Sienna.
Yeah, Brandon Sienna. Joanna
No,
was
I'm,
laying
I'm
flat on
saying
her stomach.
Joanna because I remember when the old boy got up, he was like, "All right, I'm just telling you my expression of what I remember." I remember him saying something like, "Oh, I'm stiff" or whatever, and then she was sitting so far back from him. So I guess in my head I put her someplace else, but I felt like she was on top of him, but I guess
I
not.
understand you want to keep the purity of Joanna in your heart. I'm not mad at that. She's a beautiful
Man,
girl.
she don't like that boy. Jesus Christ.
No, I don't think she's pure. She's mean as hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the more I see her, I don't really like her. She's just mean and rude.
Now she was face down. That's the way we like to. But he was looking like he's not familiar with that position at all.
He's supposed to be kind of crab walk stance behind him.
He had this much space in between him and her, on top of her, and I'm like, I understand not putting your body weight down on her, but touch her a little bit, like a little, a little
Man.
something. He was hovering.
Yeah, he was supposed to be nuts to butt.
I don't think she probably would have.
I'm
liked
never
it
gonna
anyway.
trade back. I'm never gonna get monetized. Thank you. Now I gotta edit out another piece of the damn live. Lord Jesus, this whole live gonna be edited down.
What happened now? What did
2
I miss?
minutes. Don't worry about it. We're gonna let you stay missed because I hope the other people missed it too. Because Trey talking reckless, okay?
Oh, Trey did something. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh Jesus, carry on. Anyway. Yeah, okay. So they were in the landslide, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. Shay and Josh chose the curl position over the hero, and personally, I like this position. That is one of my favorite positions to cuddle in. I like to be the little spoon. I'm a cuddler. I don't know what y'all thought I was going to say, but I'm a cuddler, and I like being a little spoon. I don't know. But which one of you fellas like being the little spoon? Don't act like that. It's okay. I'll say y'all don't want to publicly announce it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being a little spoon sometimes. Sometimes men want to be cuddled too. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I don't mind you if I'm laying down and you laying on my back, like I'm like this, and you laying on my back. I don't mind that, but you ain't about to be wrapping me up, just leg over me. I'm like, nah, get off, get off. You can lay on my chest. How about that? I'll put my hand on your head, pat you a little bit.
Okay, I don't know what puppy you got, but all right, carry on. You don't want a leg wrapped on you, but you want to pap somebody on the head. Okay, skippity paps.
Nah, you do a little pat, then you scratch it a little bit, rub your fingers through it, do a little head massage. That's all it is. You got to work with fingers.
Exactly, nosy nurse. Tell him he'll be spooning in no time. Trust. I ain't mad at man. I couldn't spoon.
Don't give all the secrets away, Jay.
I do like to be the little spoon because I like my assets up on you. But however, so every so often my shoulder and stuff, I'm old, Sean. I gotta rotate. And in rotations, I might spoon you a little bit. I might spoon you. It won't be too long though. I'm always circle back to my natural side.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, I don't mind, but it just can't be too long because I need air. I start to get hot, especially somebody's body heat up next to you. We sitting still. You're just making me hot now.
Yeah. My reasons for it though is I don't like breathing. I don't like breathing on somebody's back. I don't really like people breathing, and generally I'm gonna be, even though I'm a big spoon in you, I'm still a little spoon in the big spoon position. Because I'm not bigger than you, so therefore my mouth is definitely on your back, and I just be feeling some type of way. So I won't stay that way that long. But it's a little intimate. It's a little intimate position, you know, it'll hold you a little bit, make you feel like I got you, babe, babe.
Give me the heat. We're gonna sweat together. Let's go.
No, Trey. No, Trey. No.
And somebody said it in the chat too. Then your arm falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It's too much. Too much.
Not Jay say so. He said, damn it, I'm always the big spoon.
Hey, listen,
No
some
matter,
people are very particular.
you gonna roll over and he gonna jump on the other side of the bed.
So you're gonna get nudged over. Try to be the big spoon if you want. You're gonna be the big spoon on the floor.
Right. Switch sides. Switch sides.
Yeah. Because women, y'all be like, it's cold. Because I'll turn on. You want to cuddle? The AC's getting turned all the way down to 65. Then we'll see. I'm cold. This is too cold. Yep. So there you go. To your corner you go.
Not Sean acting like them guys in the movies. Let me get it real cold in here, so she got to cuddle up with me.
That is an old school move. Yeah, like that for real. That's an old school move. My uncles taught me that. Like, hey, just come turn the AC down on the man, especially in the car. Turn the AC on. You know what I'm saying? Just put your arm out there. She gonna roll right up to you. I'm like, what? Okay, it worked. It works.
Y'all gonna work your sweat back up, Sean. She said y'all gonna work your sweat back up.
Nah,
Turn that
we
heat
not
down.
gonna fight like Dom and Alexis.
Sean, tell him how you like to fight, Sean.
How? Tell me.
I thought you said in the nude. You only fighting in the nude.
What? I didn't say that. That's a good one, but I never said that.
I thought you said that a long time ago. That's the only way.
No, I said as a couple. Yeah, the one thing they tell you to do is argue, or like have an argument.
Exactly.
But
What you think I'm talking about? Not street fighting.
bro.
Not street fighting. I'm talking about fighting with your lady. The only way you're gonna do it is in the nude. Let's see if you handle this fight long enough.
But the point is to diffuse the fight.
Not Tina said she don't care about y'all numb arm. Stay still. She like the cats. She like my cats. And the cats don't give a damn about your arm getting numb. You stay where you at.
No, that is the worst feeling. After that, it's like 30 to 45 minutes. Somebody's in your inner arm too. It's like, oof.
But see, that's where you got to learn how to do it.
Transition you to the pillow.
That's how you got to learn how to do it right, Sean. See, you laying on your pillow. Say she's on your left. You actually kind of slide your hand up under the other pillow, really, kind of a little bit, so it takes some of the pressure off. So the head is mostly right here, not on your arm. It frees you up a little bit.
Thank you for the tutorial, but I don't like. I just told you I don't like the body heat, and if she's in my upper arm, that's generating body heat right from my armpit. Yeah, no. After about a good 30 minutes, I need you to transition to your pillow. And we can be side to side, but I don't like anybody on me for an extended period of time.
There's a thing that shows your different sleep patterns with your cousin. Your cousin. Woo, Lord Jesus. With your couple, your partner. It's a couple sleep pattern or whatever. And it shows like how of a relationship that the type of person you are based off of relationship the way you sleep with that person. And listen, for me, I'm like a very independent, secure type person because I'm a toss and turn, and I might reach over to see if you're still there every so often. But for the most part, you stay on your side, I'll be on my side, and I'll slide to the middle. I'll back it up on you a little bit. Beep, beep. See if you're awake or something.
That works. That's perfect for me. You know, I'll reach across, I'll rub your back, I'll rub your booty, you know, rub your thighs, you know, but just the being on me, pressed on me, I do. I just run very hot. So after you'll get a good 30 minutes, maybe an hour, you know, but anything beyond that, I need to disengage. I need just a little, you know, we could be like this, but I just need to be able to ventilate. I like
I
that too.
definitely put
You rub your little foot, rub your little, as long as you know, you done run that, what's the little thing?
Got a fresh pedicure.
You know, your feet ain't scratching me. Yes.
ooh, them heels looking cracked up. Bottom of them heels cracked up. It's scratching the top of
Baby.
them. Ooh, that's not a
You
You
got a
good
got a
little
feeling.
little
chip
too
nail.
much, you got too much dead skin on your heel.
Uh-huh.
That could, that's,
Uh,
Or you got a chip toenail or something like that.
oh, and that's scratching you. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, you like,
Don't let that chip toenail. Baby, get that scratch for me. Scratch that little part of the leg.
that'll give you, you need stitches if that toenail is too.
Come in here with this eagle claw.
this,
Come on,
oh,
boy, say you get
put a whole
Derek
fucking not
going
sleep.
upstream with them eagle claws.
How about like, baby, your talons, they're doing too much. Your talons, they're doing too much. Stop it.
Release me.
Yeah, you know, I guess I've just been very, very fortunate that I haven't run up against a woman that has, you know, they are very much in the same space. I've had some women be like, I'm good. I'm actually good. So I just need to find my match the next go round,
Yeah.
because I can't do an all night cuddle session. No.
All right. Well,
Especially if you're talking to a girl with long toes and she be grabbing you with them suckers.
you
Man,
still on these
What?
feet.
What
Trey,
are you
move
talking
on.
about,
You
Trey?
messing us our night. Now we gonna move on now. Now the intermission is done. Thank you, Trey. Thank you.
Long
We are done.
toes.
Well, let's get back into these couples
What
now.
in the hell?
Let's get back into these couples now, okay? Because Trey is having triggered experiences. He reliving. Lord Jesus, what did we walk into? Anyway, though.
What you dating at the zoo, Trey?
One of the okay, Trey. One of these days we're gonna talk about this, okay? But not today, baby. Not today. I do not have the mental capacity for it.
Trey has traumatized us all.
At the same time, how you do that? Anyways, let's get into Millie and Greg, okay? Let's talk about Millie and Greg. Millie and Greg is our LA couple who has been in 30 minutes away from each other, but they ain't seen each other in 3 years. Just a reminder, okay? These two, how y'all feel about these two and they situations of going forwards? Because there was a few conversations that was had. There was one in the jacuzzi where she she was getting a little close to my man, but not too close. They seemed comfortable in the Kamasutra position that they had. They had the what was theirs, the ego or the magic mountain, and so I believe they had chose the magic mountain. Did they choose the magic mountain or the ego? You'll see it. I forgot what they chose. All I know is that, oh no, it was the eagle because she was like this. She was in the 10 and 2 position. It was a score. Okay. And he asked permission. He had to reel it back because he just grabbed them legs real quick and had to reel it back and ask the position. He was too happy to get in that eagle position. No, wait, that was Magic Mountain. I don't know which position that is. Don't give me the line. Shoot.
It was my favorite, and it was a good one too.
Yeah, it's a good position. I just don't know what the name of it is. Okay, 10 and 2. That's what I call it. That's what the hands on the clock is in. So hey, that's all I know. You get in a 10 and 2 position. Or you could say the reverse. I mean, the upside down 3-point stance. And it's up to you. It's however you want to look at it. But she said she was relaxed in that position, and it will happen when she is ready. And he said everything in this moment has led to this, and he's ready for the next step. And then she let us know in the confessional that he wasn't there mentally to get her there physically. So yeah, how y'all feel about this couple here?
It seems like there's potential there, but there's something about it that I don't trust. Like, y'all live in the same city 3 years and never decided to meet up not once. Something's off here. Something's just a little off here. I don't know what it is, what it really is, but to me, it seems like you know what? It seems like she never really took him seriously. It always seems like he was playing games, or he seemed like he's playing to her. Cause it was very telling when she said, he wasn't there mentally with her. She knows he wants to go there physically. They're both physically attracted to each other. I think that's the truth between them. I think she's physically attracted to him, but mentally he's not there. So that's almost thinking like all the only way he's been coming at her is physically, not mentally. So I don't know. Like there might be something there, but I don't know if I trust it. It's weird. It's very strange between them two. But there's definitely chemistry. So I did think it was funny. Look at my notes right quick, okay? I did think it was kind of funny. Like they definitely got a little bit closer. They both had not when they were talking later. They both acknowledged that they got closer, and you could tell he was trying to push up on her a little bit, and she pumped the brakes on your boy. Like, oh, hold up, not till I'm ready. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But I thought it was very interesting. Right after that, she kind of, how can I word this? She kind of promised him. She kind of promised him the wet wet was good. Like just wait to get it. It's gonna be crazy. Like, okay, that's okay. This interesting but strange. It just leads me to further think. Okay, yes, you are not only physically attracted to him, you kind of want this man, but smartly, you want him to want you too on a serious note. you know. So especially kind of baiting him with, hey, stay this course. The wet wet is worth it. It's worth it. The water park is crazy. You can have all season pass. You know, I just thought it was interesting them two. It was just very interesting.
I think she has a great head on her shoulders. When they were asking her in the hot tub, what did she think about the other couple? She's like, I'm here for Greg. I don't even have an opinion. I'm here for him. But, I saw the same thing you did, Trey. It's like he can get close, but not that close. I guess she is pacing him because she's not sure if he does have a serious side. She's seeing the jokester, she's seeing the, keep it light, keep it friendly, keep it cute, and he wants to be hot and heavy, but she wants a serious, deep relationship, it sounded like. Um, but yeah, they did. I like the fact that they both acknowledge that they're going further, and she says, "Oh, he jokes, but she's opening up more to the jokes." And she's he talks like, how can I say it? He talks sometimes he stops the jokes and talk very, very nicely to her, and then she's like open up to a relationship thought. But it's very, very sporadic. And I think she's looking for more consistency. And that's a word that's going to come up again. But he has said that in the past, he has sped through those caution signs and just gone straight in. And she's making him pause and pay attention to the caution sign and tread lightly.
Sean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like these two. I think they have potential. I thought, it might be a little bit too premature for them to be giving advice. I saw, and that could also cause issues down the line because I saw he was giving advice to now I'm getting all the couples jumbled all around, but somebody was giving somebody advice. Help me out, Sid.
You're right.
You're right. He was giving
Oh,
advice.
okay, because I'm like closing my eyes and trying to visualize again, and
Brandon
I'm
and
like, wait, am
Sienna.
I off?
Yeah,
They
he
were
was
giving
talking to
advice.
Sienna.
They both were giving
Yeah.
advice to Brandon and
Yes,
Sienna.
exactly. So that part I did think might be a little too premature. Sometimes, you want to help people, but you might want to just say, encourage them to direct them back to the person versus giving the other one advice. Because even when the other guy was getting advice from her, he was complimenting her. So a little bit too, then it starts to get into sticky territory. But I do like them. They seem like they have a nice connection. I like that she said, I'm comfortable, but I want to do things at my own pace. And, she's taking her time to make sure that their connection is solid before she crosses into that level. Because if she wants a serious relationship, she doesn't want to just jump right to, the intimate part of things before really fully getting to know him and making sure they're on the same page. But I like them. They seem to have good chemistry. So my thoughts.
Here's my thoughts on them. He was giving advice to Sienna, and he was being serious. However, Millie keeps saying she doesn't get to see that side of him, at least enough. But she told us that she really don't get to see that side. So I'm wondering if this is it's not his insecurity, but when you actually kind of like somebody a little too much, you get a little nervous and jittery, and that's his nervous tick that he gives her. He jokes. Because I was seeing what she says where it's like mentally he's not there. And sometimes that's a little bit of a turnoff when a person always has to make a joke, especially a sexual reference in the middle of us having real conversation. And when they were having real conversation about going there eventually, he kept joking about being there already. And I can kind of see her getting tired of it, even though she says she's opening it up to some of the jokes. And then she did take control in that moment, like Trey said, and decided to direct it. Okay, when we actually do get there, don't worry. You're going to be fine. I got you. So it's one of those things where she doesn't take him seriously, especially if he's talking like this all the time. Like it's always a reference to the hot and heavy time. Like we just got to get there. We got to get this out our system so I can show you the serious side. And sometimes that's a bit of a turnoff when I want to be serious with somebody and I want to see more about you. I think I see the potential in you, but you're not showing me. So I'm wondering how long can she maintain before he breaks out of his shell to give her what she actually needs. Or if she's going to walk away prior to it happening, because he doesn't have a problem doing it for other people who he's not interested in that manner. And I know some of y'all saying that he was flirting with Sienna and all that stuff. Some people just flirt. It's different. It's a different in the flirt though, because he wasn't overly sexual or anything with Sienna the way we watch him be with Millie. And I know they're in a different space and he might be teetering the line because they're all in the house or whatnot. But at the same time, Aaron J was flirting with Millie. Yeah, say what you want. I mean, Brandon was flirting with Millie. So you have that, because when he starts saying you're so easy to talk to, you're so nice, that can still be seen as somebody flirting with somebody. And of course, Sienna took it as that way, like, oh, you're over here looking at a whole nother woman. I mean, talking to a whole nother woman or whatnot. So like Sean say, I don't know if it's prematurely, but you got to be careful of the people you're engaging in certain conversations with, because it could be looked at the wrong way, especially in the manner of how you're doing it. So that's on both men's part. That's not really on the women's part, because I didn't really see neither one of them. But, I don't know. Sienna flirts weirdly, and then she's back and forth, so I can't tell on her. She's a little bipolar with some stuff. But as far as Millie and Greg, there's something there that's just not connecting all the way. They're in line to have a good relationship, but there's something there that's holding her back more so than him. from going that distance. And I don't know if it's coming off of his energy. He keeps saying he's going to take the lead, he's going to do that, but I haven't seen him do that in that regard that she's looking for yet. So maybe that's what it is that she's waiting for him to take full reins and like really show her the way. And his way of doing it doesn't seem like it's very appealing to her in this moment. So I'll wait to see what happens in the next couple of episodes or so. Any other thoughts?
I only had one small pushback. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on the part that not only was what's his name? I know Greg was flirting. The show was branding to Millie a little bit, but I saw a big difference between the two. When Greg was flirting with Sienna, he started to show a little bit of F boy tendencies because he started to put down Brandon as a man. You know, feeding into Sienna's thoughts on him over their argument. When I saw that, I was like, at first he was just kind of listening to her. Hey, he was giving a different perspective. Maybe this is what he's thinking. You said this, that probably didn't go off that well, and then it flipped, and he was like, yeah, you know, you might be right. You know, he may be no good. He ain't ish. You know, he ain't. You know, I was like, wait a minute, whoa, whoa, whoa. He started that's when he started really flirting with her because you know I think you're great. I think you're fine. You're beautiful. You know, he ain't ish, so you know, maybe he just gotta get his stuff together. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That was some F word stuff. You know, that was some very low key. He did it very low key, like, because he made it seem like he was just agreeing with her all of a sudden. But I caught it. It was just a big flip because at first, him and yes, it was Dirty Mackin. Him and Millie was giving sort of the same advice to the other opposite couple, which I was like, okay, this is cool. They was trying to get them to see and think about it, you know, from each other's position. Then, because like you said, there were a little bit of flirt going on, but I would agree with you. Some people are just natural flirts. Sometimes I'm a natural flirt. I don't really be trying. You know, I'm just a nice person to get along with. We can talk all day. Some people that comes off flirt sometimes. It's weird to me, but whatever. But I ain't never did no dirty Mac, and you got to put down the other dude just to make yourself look better. That's what bothered me about that whole conversation. I was like, wait a minute, something ain't right about this. You know, which led me back to that first episode. I remember putting in the comments, I was like, yo, Hoochie Daddy is going to be a problem. Hoochie Daddy is going to be a problem this season. You know, because that wasn't the first time he was kind of flirting with the other women and women were flirting with him. Because Alexis did it during the first episode. That's why we had a whole situation happen in the first place. And some of the others as well. Yeah, this is not going to be over. This is Homeboy. I can just by that happening, I can already see maybe why Millie put the brakes on him just a little bit, because he might be a little conniving. He might be just a little bit conniving.
Well, like he say, he a player or whatever he was calling himself last week. So she sees something that has her own pause. And for rightful cause, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not even mad at her taking her time and telling him, like, I'm going to keep this pace going. I'm not in no rush. I haven't seen enough of you to let that guard down and be willing to actually go that route with you or whatnot. And listen, if we've been in the same city for 3 years, 30 minutes apart, I'm gonna hold on you too, because obviously you ain't been in a rush. You've been having something going on that's been preventing you from coming to see me sooner. So yeah, let me figure it out. Give me my time because I'm gonna figure it out. Now, if this is for play, then that explains it too. Shoot, they're doing a better job than the other couple that decided to come on here for play and playing their own face. So there's that. Any other thoughts on these two before I shift the conversation on? Anything else with these two? All right. Before we get into our couple of the night, we still have Aaron H and Diamond with the Y. Didn't really have much going on with them. I can't even remember what position they chose. They had Splitting Bamboo or Rocking Horse. I don't know which one they ended up being, child. I have no clue. They was comfortable in it though. They was very comfortable in it, and he got to saying some stuff. Don't ask.
Splitting bull, I believe.
It's Splitting Bull? Oh, I thought it was Splitting Bamboo. Like the bamboo stick. Child, I don't know.
It was something like that. It was something.
One leg was in the air, something like that. Okay, yeah. That's what the position that they was in, and he got to saying some stuff, but I missed everything he said. I don't know.
Talk about them toes. He brought them toes up again.
Okay, they did the Splitting Bamboo, and he brought up toes. That's probably why I tuned out. To talk about feet, I'm gonna tune out on you. I'll tell you now. I'm gonna tell you now. Outside of them, really giving deep sound advice to Alexis, I didn't really get much out of these two. And I mean, of course, Aaron H is pretty observant enough to realize that Joanna ain't feeling our boy Aaron J. But outside of sound advice that they can't seem to give themselves, I ain't really got nothing out of it. Okay. I guess when we start getting to the family being here, we'll get something out of these two. But for right now,
with that,
Aaron H, your boy, hustle and flow, baby, hustle and flow.
Oh, hustle and flow. Did y'all see he had on nail polish?
From last week, baby.
I just noticed that, and then I saw a couple of different colors on the fingers. I was like, "What's Hustle going through?"
He has daughters, Sean. He has daughters.
Yeah, Elsa, don't gaslight me. His daughters are not in that damn house. And when your daughters play tea time and do daddy up and all that other silliness, that's a one-shot deal, and that comes off the same night. It doesn't become a pattern.
All right.
Not if they ask you to please wear it on the show. And think of them.
Now that's when you're doing too much. You listen to everything your children say, to send you right to hell.
All right, Sean, don't disappoint your girls now. They're gonna be out here dating some of these type of men.
What?
You gotta show them the way.
Yeah, show them that. Yeah, there's something called a boundary. And if somebody doesn't want to do it, they shouldn't have to.
They all want to
wearing that nail polish because he wants to wear it, okay? Because he likes it.
When she starts crying on that floor, throw that teacher chatter just charge.
Okay, so now, Jay, I have met your daughter. And
Not my daughter. My daughter, I ain't gotta worry about this with my daughter. See, I'm a girl. I don't have to worry about this. You're a man with a daughter.
Is I'm saying you have a daughter, and I know that you have told your daughter no.
She done sat here and made me wear them daggone nails around. I had to wear them around. I was like,
because that works for you because it's something you want to do. But if your daughter says something that she wants to do, that wants you to do, that you don't want to do, I'm gonna tell her no. No, baby girl, I'm not going out the house with nail polish on my nails because that's not something I want to do. And
I hate you, Daddy.
I'm sorry, I love you. But we need to go. You know, I play definitions, so I'm gonna say you hate me. Let's define hate.
She's gonna bring you the dictionary. Hate is
exactly
because you know that's your daughter. She's gonna take right out there. She's gonna have the dictionary. I've already defined it, Daddy, and I stand by it. Number 2, especially.
Okay. Well, I love you, and if you hate me, then you're gonna hate me in your room because now you're on a timeout for 10 minutes. Now you have something to really hate me about.
You're the worst daddy in the world. Slam door.
And this. But I love you. Now to your room. See you in 10 minutes. My dad used to be good for an essay, and that would get me straightened up real quick.
What they tell you? Listen, and that's exactly your dad get you his essay. Drowsy said.
He did. I used to, before I even did anything, my dad never hit me. once when I was a teenager. I'll take that back. But that was every man's coming of age story. But all through childhood, he was like, we're going to write an essay. Write an essay about why you shouldn't lie. I'm like, oh, man. So that's it. Stuck in my head.
Chelsea said,
essay,
give
bro.
baby a lecture.
An essay?
And a whole essay.
Wait,
was it a 1,000-word essay, single line,
It
single
needed to
space?
be at least 2 pages front and back.
What you had to do the double spacing, and he had a red ink pen and check it off and everything?
No, but see, I was stubborn because he was like, you're not going to come over because my parents had split custody. So he was like, you won't come over for the weekend until you do the essay. So he'd call me every day after school because we spoke every day after school. This is a silly aside, but he'd be like, did you do the essay? No, I didn't do it yet. He'd be like, okay. Next weekend, he's like, so you gonna miss the whole weekend? So I saw his feelings started to get hurt the next week when it rolled into it. So I was like, my mother was like, you know you did that essay, right? I was like, okay. So I did it.
Just like your wife will say, just like your wife, Sean, will say, you got to wear that nail polish, right?
No. Yeah, I was married. I mean, we didn't have kids. I had a stepdaughter, and she used to try to get in the bed and cuddle with us. Speaking of cuddling, her old lanky self used to try to get in the bed and cuddle, and she got the kibosh on that. So no, I'm a firm believer in the no word, and I use it when it's needed.
Don't worry, Elsie. We'll reconvene this topic when he has his baby girl. It's a theory right now, but when we have the baby girl, it's a different thing.
I'm waiting for his tiara. Definitely. Don't worry about it.
Okay, remind me, please.
Sean, I'm gonna send you this clip of this man. He be playing with his daughter. It's hilarious. I love it though. He be talking about he like the cash register for her. He be like, "What you want, girl? Give me what you want."
Oh, I think I've seen that.
I like that
all type of scenarios. Yeah, he's funny.
I like that one.
I'll be silly in the house, but when it comes outside of the house, that's what I'm saying. We got to have a boundary. But yes,
this whole episode was about boundaries, so there we go. We stand apart,
and all of them were crossed clearly.
So your daughter shall cross yours too, when the time comes. She's gonna walk on in. Hey, Daddy, got a new color. I don't want to practice with mommy. I don't like when she wears my nails. You do it better, Daddy. She's gonna soften you up with all the nice stuff.
I wrote an essay about it, Daddy.
You are too funny.
Daddy, this is why you should paint your nails with me. Here's the reasons.
And listen, OPI is a very good brand. They last the longest. She's gonna do all the research. She's gonna have the referencing points for you. You're going to be so mad. You're gonna have to wear it. You're gonna have to wear it. Just be explaining to people she did all the work, y'all. I lost a bet too. She did all the work.
Y'all are insane if you think I'm ever walking outside my door with some nail polish on.
And then on top of it too, Sean, they into gel nails now, so that don't come off that easy. Good luck with that one.
Clip that, Jay, what he just said. Clip it and save it.
I want you to, because I'm telling you, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Mountain high enough.
Ain't no way. You gonna see me outside of my 4 walls.
Man, my niece tried to paint my toenails while I was taking a nap one day. She tried. I woke up like, "What you doing?" Nah. I said, "Nah. Don't even try it. Nah." She was just giggling. Like, nah. Get away.
She gonna get you, Trey. Don't worry about it.
Nah.
Just keep socks on when you sleep around her for your own safety.
I do. I really do.
Your own safety.
Nah, she's too old for that. She's probably 13 now. Shoot.
Yeah. Anywho, Any last thoughts on Millie and Greg before we shifted to Brandon and Sienna, our last couple for the night? Oh wait, we was on Aaron H and Diamond with a Y. And anything on them? It wasn't really nothing for this episode. All right, all right. Our toxic twins for this week. Yay! All right, because I mean, where Alexis and Don fell short, Brandon and Sienna decided to cover their tracks and go ahead and take the reins and do a verbal sparring instead of physical, and mostly on Sienna's part because child, she called this man a bitch in his face a few times. I said, "Oh, okay. This is what we doing, huh? All right. El Cid and Sean, y'all gotta explain. Trey too. Y'all gotta explain, y'all New Yorkers. Okay, y'all a little too hardcore, baby. Y'all a little too hardcore.
I'm from the South. Wait a minute.
I don't know. You always talking about these New York people like you know these people like this. You know
Unfortunately, I do. But I'm from the South. Okay.
So you want to disown New York now?
Yeah, I said it, El Cid. I know how y'all is. So when Serena started popping off, I was like, wow, this hella familiar. This is hella familiar. You know, so it didn't shock me. Because she's rude. But she's from New York, so it is what it is. She's rude as hell. Yeah.
I'm tired of these people putting their bad behavior on their states. LaRon, now Sienna didn't claim it, but everybody is putting it on her. But please, she's just rude. She's just a rude, mean person. I don't think that has anything to do with where she's from. She's just rude. Maybe her bluntness could be a little bit more of her New York edge. But outside of that, the way she talks, she's rude as hell.
Sienna got Big Apple problems. See what I did there? No, just no. I'm just saying I'm not blaming it. I just wanted to make sure that we highlight the fact these New Yorkers out here acting out of control. These East Coasters. They acting love. They bringing shame to the family name. Damn it. Hey, listen. I had to accept when Kenneth was cartwheeling through our screens and crap. Okay, I had to accept that. I had to take that L. All right, y'all don't act like y'all forgot about Kenneth cartwheeling through the screens and put a ring on it. Okay, so I had to take that L. So you
wasn't claiming him.
He from Loyalers. What I'm supposed to not claim?
But you wasn't claiming him like, oh, I'm, he's from my city.
No, when they want to throw it out there, he from Nola and he act out here acting a fool. And then I got Chaz this season, so what y'all want me to do? I try to tell you the minute of Nola ain't shit though. I try to tell y'all this several times.
Well, she's from the Bronx, so that's the so.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta let them have their boroughs, Trey. We gotta let them have them boroughs.
The Bronx, the Boogie Down. Yeah.
They love borough shaming when it comes to it, boy. They will borough shame with the quickness.
Disassociate real quick. She is from the Bronx, so hey.
Yeah.
What can you say?
It was definitely some Bronx, because it was definitely coming out hard.
No shade to anybody that's actually from the Bronx and has some sense, but
great people from there. Great people. Mm-hmm. But it was wild. I was like, this, Brandon needs to find his Nikes, lace them up, and run like quick, because that was unacceptable. And all he said, what it sounded like, was a bit of truth. That's it. And she just went OD and left. Some trauma came up for her or something. Because actually she said it. It's like, oh, I've heard that before. Oh, did you now? Yeah. Because I caught, before he even said it, I caught when, she kind of pulled a flip-flop, because at first she did say she was amenable to moving. Either which way, they just have to figure it out. Then all of a sudden she pulled back and just like, no, you're going to have to come to New York. He was like, what do you mean? You have to come to New York. That's not what we talked about earlier. Earlier, you felt the minimum to it. Well, I changed my mind. Oh, yeah, she is inconsistent. He used the correct word for her. She is inconsistent, and then her inconsistency caused her to start tripping, calling him out his name. Now he bitch all of a sudden, like, and she stood on it. You a big bitch. I'm like, what? Whoa. I'm glad he stayed calm in it. He kind of laughed it off a little bit, but you could tell that kind of bothered him. Tell that bothered him a little bit. But yeah, he needs to just lace it up and go. This ain't gonna work. This ain't it. You can see what the problem is. She's too controlling. Number one, she's very controlling. Wants to control every aspect of what's going on around her and him, for that matter. But yeah, it's bad. He needs to recognize his biggest problem that I see with him. He's too much of an optimist. If you hear him talk a lot, he's always trying to look for the better of a situation, look for the most, the both. He's trying to look for something like he's wishing for it to work out the best. He's very much an optimist, and I need him to be more of a little bit of a realist and see what's in front of your eyes here, because this chick is not safe for you. You need to get out of here, get gone quick.
For I agree, she's controlling, but one thing she is also not is reflective. She volunteered the information that, oh, I've heard this from 2 to 3 men prior. And he's trying to be like, okay, well, let's dive into this. Let's talk about it. She doesn't want to reflect on it. She doesn't want to bring it up and discuss it. So, how are you supposed to communicate and have a relationship and connect if we're not going to talk about these things and work through it? And he was like, let's work through this. Now, when she called him out of his name at the pool table, he pulled back. But I think the kind of what set it off for him now is your public display of disrespect as well. So now I tried to talk to you and I would let it go, but we come to the group and you want to bring it up. And now you want to say, well, he's divorced, he got a broken marriage. And he's like, yeah, but I was in my 20s. I was divorced at 20, 21. Like, what do I know about marriage? And then you had another kid and that didn't even work out. He's like, that's 10 years later. So then here are the other ladies, Millie, and I think her nickname is Jody, Aaron J's girl, is like, the man has changed. It's been so many years. He possibly has changed. Give him some time to show you something. But also, you got to discuss this. If it's inconsistent, we just watched you early in the day on the couch talk about, oh, this is a lovely home. If they have these in Florida, I move there. And now here we are at night after dinner at the pool table, and you're calling him out his name, and he got to move to New York. Now, as a New Yorker who never thought that they would ever leave New York, I used to think like her. Anybody got to move to New York. But baby girl, this man is a world-traveled man. Get your passport, get on a plane. Explore it. Be non-committal. Said, you know what? Let me see what Florida got to offer before I commit. Why don't you come see New York before we make any decisions? I mean, we're not at a place where we're moving our lives. We barely moved ourselves to meet. We're not moving our lives. We could just okay, come to New York for a week. I'll come to Florida for a week. Let's see how it goes beyond here. But to call the man out of his name and expect love and affection from him after this, not happening. Not happening. He done. He ready to go. He going through the motions and he gonna be done. As I would be done. You call me out of my name, you're disrespectful. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But I'm done. Because you're volatile. And now you want to go to the group and rally the troops against me. But then it backfired on you because everybody looking at you suspect. So now you doubly mad at me because your angle didn't work. Everybody now looking at you crazy. So that's why when I'm even talking to Millie, and then you come back and you were talking to Greg, now you're twice as hot because you're like, well, he talking to another woman about me. You were talking to Greg. Come on, the double standard of it all. It's like, girl, baby girl, calm down. Get out of the haze of your anger and kind of look below it because you are volatile and irrational right now. Really rational. What did Chris and his girl put in that food?
Yeah, I think especially if his kids are in Florida, she doesn't have kids. She to expect him to move to New York, where the cost of living is significantly higher for the most part than Florida. The tax situation is, more beneficial in Florida. Like, why she seems to be single and doesn't have attachments? Why wouldn't she be more open to, like you said, Elsa, just trying it out? So she comes off as very selfish. Some of the things I thought about her in this scene was very selfish. She's not self-aware, and she also is ineffective at resolving conflict. I think she doesn't know how to go deep. And when you go deep and have conversations with her, if it's about something that she needs to change, she is totally unwilling to do so. So I think he needs to just move along, because that level of self-awareness, and she's in her early 40s, and she's that explosive, that quick to be rude, that quick to be insulting in an argument. You got to move on. You're not going to be able to navigate that with her, and I don't think she likes him, because the one thing women know about a man is, if you are out the gate being disrespectful, you really don't care about him. If you are out the gate, it does happen. I'm not saying women never do that to men, but typically, if that very early on you are being disrespectful, it just shows you have a very low level of regard for him, and you really you don't like him. So I think he needs to move on. I think he needs to not try to sell himself to her, and try to work with her and negotiate. Don't negotiate with terrorists. I see her as a terrorist. Just leave her where she is and move along.
I'm about to give y'all like a double shot of whiskey right now because we need a real strong, stiff one right now for this one, because he simply said, "You don't listen well." And she called him a bitch. Baby girl, why are you so hurt? I know we don't like to say that line, "Who hurt you?" But who hurt you? Because it wasn't this man. And the fact that you did not acknowledge him saying that you're inconsistent, and you replying, "Two to three other people have told me the same thing." That should have resonated with yourself when you even said that, like, "I've heard this before. There's something about me I need to work on." Instead, you want to flip it and make it seem like he called you out your name, cursed you up and down the street, did all kind of horrible things to you. He didn't do nothing but state the obvious of how your actions and your behavior has been, especially your words, of being very inconsistent. Because we all seen you talk about how you don't have a problem of moving and uprooting yourself to go somewhere. And now that you're sitting, you done did the Kamasutra with him, and you don't have the physical connection as you want, and you sat in and they highlighted you choosing a position of not facing him. Instead of reflecting on all of that there, you rather just take it out on him and make it seem like he's the problem. And you made yourself very a not a safe space. Very, like, if any man is watching this and ever thought you was like, oh, potential, he gonna look at this and be like, nah, I'm good. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to share some of my personal information with this woman. And when she get mad at me, I'm going to have to hear it. Don't nobody, male or man or woman, want to hear their personal information thrown back into their face as a weapon against them. I'll tell you myself, you do that to me, that we good. We good. We better be far in, and we must be invested in a whole bunch of stuff together for me to not walk away from you, because that'll be it. I'd be telling production, nah, we good. Y'all got what y'all needed from me. All we needed to see was each other, and yeah, it's not gonna work from here. Because the fact that you're gonna sit here and try to use my marriage and the mother of my children or my child as a weapon against me is very, very like disrespectful. Because just because the marriage didn't end the way they probably both wanted it while they were in their early 20s, late teens, doesn't mean that it was a failed. And like Joanna said, if he learned something out of it, I'm not going to call it a fail. Now, the ultimate goal is to find somebody, stay married with that one person for the rest of your days. But we don't know what transpired in that relationship to make those two people make that decision. And he might have been dealing with an energy just like this. Let's really think about it. He might have been dealing with an energy just like this, why he was able to stay this calm in this particular situation. Because I know most times the men that I know you get to calling him a B, just like we don't like it, and they don't like it either. So it's just like, come on, let's not do that. And this is day, what, 3? We barely 3 days in. We coming off the heels of another fight, and this is how you want to continue this. Just say you don't like them. Just say you don't like. It'll be easier. It'll be less traumatic for everybody. If you just said, you know what, I met you in person. I'm just not feeling the spark. I'm just not feeling that little I need to make you my man. But to really cut this low, show more of her character than his, and actually made him look, like y'all said, in a better light, especially with the house. Because he kept poised. He kept poised in that conversation. Like, he kept his composure, and I like that about him. That was very becoming. And then, like, to even have the conversation with another woman in the house to probably realize where he went wrong. And I thought that's what she was doing when Greg was talking to her. She don't look at it like that. She comes in and said, not him having a conversation with another woman about me. The fact that he even still talking about you, because I'd have been done. Like, I don't know her. I don't know that woman. Sorry to that woman. Okay. The fact that he's still willing to have a conversation to figure out how to work it out is a little bit puzzling and alarming to me, but at the same time, commendable. But you didn't take your advice from a man that you was over here having a conversation with. These double standards, boy, where there shouldn't be, is crazy to me. But you were okay while you was getting Greg's advice, while Greg was help walking you to the light. You was okay with it. But because he's actually talking to another woman, and yes, some of the words, like I said earlier, he used, you're easier to talk to than she is. But she was relating to him, saying like, listen, we both kind of work in our masculine a little too much. Sometimes it gets difficult to cross over into our feminine. He's trying to help him relate to you. And you didn't take that as, okay, girl, good looking out. I'll take it from here. The first thing you want to go is on attack mode. I got more of a problem with you now. I got more of a beef with you because you over here talking to a woman about us fighting. Me calling you a B. Yeah, this. Okay, so since he want to talk to women, let me tell y'all about himself. He out here, he got this marriage, it didn't work. He got this baby mama that didn't work or whatever and stuff. And everybody had to come and just like rally her and get her together, because it's like, sis, what are you talking about though? You 43 and ain't had none of these experiences. So, Ma, you ain't that better. Let's be honest about it. You not that better. You know, you can't fail a situation you don't try, they say, but you fail every single time you don't try. So you ain't even been in a position to even fail or to know you're capable of succeeding. You ain't even did a practice run. So before you start casting that stone over to his direction, chill out. Like, chill out. Just tell him I don't like it. Be mature enough to use your adult voice and just say, sir, it's just not working for me. Now you get on this TV and embarrassing yourself, and now we got to blame it on all of New York and stuff because they done raised you. No, just playing.
The Bronx, be specific.
Yeah, we got to blame it on the Bronx, the boogie down Bronx, because they done got you this way. This is just crazy. They see for real. They need to have this house meeting because we just cannot have this. Yeah, we got it. We in the Bronx. We're not gonna blame it on the whole of New York, just the Bronx, okay? All right. Oh, y'all not claiming her. Let her back in, y'all. She needs some love, okay? Give her some love. She's hurt. The baby hurt right now. Give her a hug, okay? Let her in. No, seriously, she needs a lot of therapy though. Somebody has hurt her bad. Somebody hurt her bad. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're gonna get into it. I don't know if they're gonna last long enough for us to get into it.
Yeah, I got a quick question. How is this show set up? Like, how are these couples supposed to navigate this to the end? Because it doesn't seem like a voting off situation like any of the other shows, but the way this pattern is going, we're going to be losing couples over something almost every week, every other week. So how is this show supposed to go?
I don't know, but they need to get a therapist up in there. A few of them.
It's supposed to be they're getting to know each other, and at the end, they decide if they're going to continue dating and stay together or, go their separate ways.
I just be like, stay on the other side of the house until we done with this project. Just stay far away from
I heard Taronda say there's gonna be a therapist or somebody coming.
I know the family coming, but they need a therapist ASAP because, oh, child.
Do you heard that, Elsid?
Yeah, they're supposed to have, professionals and
Gary
therapists
said
coming
this
through.
type of person.
Who is that? The narcissist expert lady.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who
she
is that?
does. She has a YouTube channel, and it's very informative. She has a lot of she looks
Is
she's
that
a
the
doctor from East India.
she's from East? I don't know if I know that one because I was gonna say I know it's another black lady
Oh,
with hair that I see.
that
Yes.
lady. She was on the
Yes.
red table, wasn't she, Elsid? That's
No, she looks similar to the lady that was on Red Table, but this one she has a lot of informative videos on how to navigate, recognize a narcissist, how to, basically, reclaim yourself after being with a narcissist. She has a lot of good, not just narcissism, but sociopath. She has a lot of good YouTube videos about that and personalities.
That's what I say. It should really
we
be
need her
one
right
every week.
away. They should have had her on this episode and let the Kamasutra be the next one.
For real, for real. Let's be in therapy for a lot of reasons, child. Because I was just really disappointed. We of the women delegation wants to give up.
We have the New York delegation.
Y'all can take her over there to the masculine side. Let her
Well,
rest in her masculinity.
Nah, we ain't trading with you. You ain't giving up enough assets. We ain't trading with you. That is not a good trade.
We the women's don't want to, okay? Because listen, but yeah, I don't know. This was crazy and wild to me. At the end of this, I was just like, ma'am, this is not a good look for you. This is not a good look for you. You got some explaining to do for real. I'm sorry. Because I need to know that you've been hurt and by all kind of people all your whole life or whatever. Why you just freely and just thought it with a smile on your face, just thought so effortlessly to call this man out his name like that, and he did absolutely nothing to you, but told you you don't listen well because you don't. You actually don't, because when that whole argument, he was saying one thing and she was literally saying another. It was going back to Chris and Sandia again. I'm like, he's saying one thing and you're saying a whole nother thing now. What are we doing right now? You don't listen well, and on top of it, you keep flip flopping. One week you okay with moving, next week you're not okay with moving. You know this man can't up and unroot himself like that because he wants to stay close to his children. So just tell him you don't want to be with him, pack your bags up and go on home, and then we be down to 5 couples. It's okay. Each week we lose a couple. It's okay. 5 weeks, 6, 7 weeks. That's all we need anyway. We don't need too many. We'll be all right. Hell, between Chris and Sandia, they foolishness will make it all the way to the end. He got daggone way. So we ain't got to worry about too much. We ain't gonna lose too many.
Um, I just saw this in the comments. Would this show work better if they had to reaffirm their relationship every week to the end?
You thinking of Maths Australia?
Or UK. Would this work better if they had to each at the end of each week or in every episode they have to reaffirm?
No, because no. And see, with at least with like maps, they kind of in a committed situation, a more committed situation. If I gotta refer, like confirm I'm with you after 3 to 6 months, and you showing me foolery in the very first couple of days, I ain't reconfirming nothing. We're done.
I
We're
think
good.
that's the point though. I think
I
that's the point.
understand.
That'd be like the draw to show who's gonna try to stay, who's gonna oh no I'm done, and then y'all both have to leave. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah, no, I just don't. I protect my. I'm in a space of protecting my peace more than anything. So y'all know me. I do like to see your attitude before we actually get into relationships. So I know what my levels of tolerance, like what I'm dealing with. But I actually don't want to be dealing with your attitude on a regular basis. So with having to guess what your attitude is, I'm not very good with it. Having to walk on eggshells for you, I'm not very good at it or whatever. Being in my peaceful days and enjoying you in a loving space, I'm very great at that. So let's do that. Let's do what I'm great at. So if you're not great at that, it's okay. Let me let you go find somebody who's not great at it with you while I find somebody who's great at what I'm good at too. That's how I just look at it. And I think that it would be best if these couples can just get out of their deal without having to put hands or call each other out their name. Just we met. I appreciate y'all bringing us here. Sorry, it's not working. And I mean, I get for the integrity of the show and trying to keep people, honest to the cause, you would have to keep them locked in. So now they're stuck in the house with each other if they want to be fake about it. But at the same time, it's just let me live like the real world. If this is real life, I will leave this person alone, and that's it. So I don't know. It's a catch 22 at this point, Trey, because I don't know what they can do. But anyways, I got to get up out of here. So, any last thoughts before we give our final call in here? Any last thoughts on anybody, any parts of the episode? Anything y'all want to say to these people? All right, El said this last call, last call. We're going to turn these lights on, baby. We're going to get up out of here, okay? The DJ tired. DJ is tired, all right? It's been another sad love song wrecking his brain for the last 2 weeks.
Right?
This
All,
foolishness.
all I gotta say is let what hurts you go. Let it exit out of your life. You will recover. You will recover and get better. And let us all allow more intimacy into our lives and our relationships. Don't be afraid to get closer, no matter what position that may be. Just get a little closer and be more intimate with your partner.
And before we get up out of here, let me give a shout out to Keisha L. Thank you very much for the super chat. She says, it is way too early for that disrespect and foolishness. It should be a hell no to the no, no, no. Okay? Amen. Amen. I agree. It is way too early for the nonsense, child. If this is you showing me your anger or disrespect early in it, I'm going to let God and let go. That is it. That is all, baby. Anyways, we'll see y'all next week because I'm invested, y'all. Y'all got me invested, so I'll be back next week, child. This week brought me in, so I'm gonna see what these people do. So we'll be back next week, next Friday, for another quick cap here with Never Ever METS, child. Yeah, and for Sienna and Brandon, this is what I think of it,
No. No.
So can you hear and do you listen? So can you hear and do you listen?
T-shirt, you done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.